Alright guys, today we are gonna be reacting to authentic German Oktoberfest pretzels. And I'm glad that, man, whoever sent me this video, thank you so much, man, in my Discord. Because me, my wife, and my kids, we've been trying to make the perfect breakfast pretzel. And we haven't got there. Now they're fluffy now. So we get in there. They're fluffy now. But they don't have that beautiful color. So every time that you see these videos, man, they're pictures of the pretzels. They have that nice brownsy color. But I followed the recipe. The brownsy color doesn't pops. Let's see what's going on here.
You can see I have dressed up a little bit, which means Oktoberfest is just around the corner. If a woman dresses up for whatever occasion, we used to say, well, look at her. She pretzeled up. And there's a little bit of sarcasm in it, in case you didn't notice. It's, kind of funny way to say, well, she really put some work into her outfit. And pretzeling up is kind of leading us to our topic today, because we will be doing some pretzels.
Good.
For my first step, I will mix some warm water with sugar and with the yeast. I take about half a cup of
I was about to say
water.
I was about to say it looks kind of blurry.
And 2 teaspoons of sugar.
Sugar.
1 package of yeast.
Damn, baby, the sugar is what we were missing.
And I add this to the water.
What's that?
Give it a little stir.
Hold up. Is that again?
I add this to the water. And 2 teaspoons of sugar. 1 package of yeast.
Active yeast.
And I add this to the water. Give it a little stir.
Yep.
And set it aside.
Now the rest.
Now I take 3½ cup of flour, which is 500 gram.
3½ cup of flour.
And I add 50 gram of butter, which is a little less than half a butter stick.
Butter.
I also add 3 teaspoons of baking powder.
Baking powder.
And you can see that the yeast is already activated. You can see it's foaming. I will still let it stand for another few minutes before I add it to the flour. You might have noticed that I haven't added salt to the flour yet. I will do that at the very end before I knead the dough, so that the yeast doesn't die from the salt. It's very sensitive to salt.
Yo, I didn't know that. So the salt will kill the yeast, basically. I didn't know that. Oh.
I now add the remaining water, still warm, and also add the yeast.
I need this thingy, man. I need this. Bread maker or whatever, the dough maker.
And I will quickly give it a short knead. And now I will add a teaspoon of salt.
Oh, after. Oh, that's actually does that.
Well, now the dough has to be kneaded for 15 minutes. That's quite some time, but it's really necessary, and I would really recommend you sticking to these 15 minutes with the kneading, so that the dough gets really soft and very smooth and is very good to form the pretzels later. Alright, so that's been 15 minutes, and like every yeast dough, now this has to rest and rise.
I love it. Yeah, I love it when it gets like this. I love it. See, this is the dough. This is very nice.
And I will just cover it.
Wow. I need this
thingy. A little bit of cling wrap.
That's a dough maker. Not dough maker, but I think so. I need that. I'm doing everything by hand, but I need that. 100% need that.
And put it outside on the patio, where here in Texas right now it is really warm. So I hope it's gonna rise pretty fast. Usually takes about 40 to 50 minutes. Now look at this. This has been rising
Wow.
very nicely.
Yeah. Wow.
Feels very warm. And I will carefully get it out of my bowl.
Salt kill. Wow, I didn't know that.
I will just knead it a little bit, and I divide it in 6 to 8 portions.
6.
Just like this. Okay. So let me see. Sometimes I have to wait a little to give this dough a little rest before I can really shape it into the pretzels. But this seems, let's see. Yeah, you see I try to make a string and it's going right back into the previous shape.
You have to roll it right, right in the middle, and just
if it
go from
continues
the middle
to
to
do
the
that,
outside.
I would have to let it rest for a little bit.
Yeah, so you go from the middle to the outside. Yeah, I think you have to let it rest for a little bit. Usually when I do my pretzel, I let it rest. After, I will even let it rest for 12 hours if I wanted to. Or if I want to do it like the same day, I would just let it rest for 3 hours.
Longer. Let's try.
Oh.
Yes. This is.
Oh, okay.
Continues to do that, I would have to let it rest for a little longer. Let's try.
Huh? Okay.
Yes. This is perfect. So here's my first pretzel.
All right.
And
all right, I'll take it.
in case you missed it, I will show you again how I did this. So I make this really long shape. And I leave the middle thicker than the ends.
Oh.
So it looks like this. And what I'm doing, what I'm doing very fast is I cross my arms, and with a speed, you can see this is wrapping
like
around
fast break.
itself. And then I put it down and form it into a pretzel. So let me do this again. And this is how it's done.
Oh.
And you can, of course, make bigger pretzels. I like them when they are more thick because I like to cut them open and put some fresh cold butter into them. And some people like them rather crisp and they make them a little thinner. So it's up to you how you like your pretzels. So here's another one. Oops.
There you have to let
There
it.
you go.
But so it's, see, I'm missing this middle part. See, I didn't know that. So the middle part has to be a little bigger, huh? Oh.
There's supposed to be 3 holes in your pretzel, by the way. So 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yes, copyright. Ain't gonna do it. She's doing the pretzels, okay. So let's get here, right?
2 liters of water to a boil. And for each liter, which is about 4 cups, I add 3 tablespoons of soda. So for 2 liters, this means I have to add 6 tablespoons. And I put back the lid and wait until this is boiling. Okay, so this water has come to a boil. I will lower the heat and try my best to speak a little louder so you can hear me over the cooking sound.
That's a big one, wow.
Now I take my first pretzel and put it on my slotted spoon, and I put it in here for 5 seconds. And I take it out again. I think there was 5 seconds. Well, Americans, they count Mississippi 1, etc. While we in Germany count from 21 to 25 in our language. I will show you how that works. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So this would be 5 seconds in German.
You get fluffy very quick.
And I put each pretzel on a baking sheet. Here comes my next one. So you can put them in here for 3 to 5 seconds, and the longer they are in, the darker they will be in the baking process.
Okay. There we go. Now I know why. It's the baking soda. I'm making it without the baking soda. That's why.
In the darker they will be in the baking process.
Now I know. Boom. I'm sorry, guys. I have to move forward because.
Need to be in the oven for about 15.
Oh, hold up. Right here.
All right. So now that this is done, I will take a sharp knife and give it a little cut here on the thicker area.
Yeah. So let it span.
And before I put these pretzels into the oven, I will let them rise another 10 minutes. And then I will bake them at 395, sorry. I will bake them at 395 degree Fahrenheit. And they need to be in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes, of course, depending a little bit on your oven and on how dark you want them. There's one more thing. There needs to be some salt on this, and I happen to have this very interesting salt that my oldest daughter brought me from Germany from some hotel event.
Yo, this is so different. Wow, the way I was making it follow these American recipes, this is so different. Wow, I was mixing the baking soda, and she put it for only 5 seconds. Some of these American videos, they were saying like put it for 2 minutes. Wow, and then
salt.
And also the little part that is fluffier, you have to leave a wider section, which is the middle section. That makes sense.
Oops. Here you can see it, Kalahari salt. It's very coarse. You can use any salt, probably kosher salt. Kosher? I don't know how to pronounce it. We don't have that kind of salt in Germany. So, but I will just add a little bit of salt. When we give our kids the pretzels, we remove most of the salt because it's not so healthy for them, and also they don't like it too much.
That's
Okay. So in 10 minutes I will put this into the oven. As I open the oven, you can see that I put a casserole with some water in there just to increase the humidity in the oven, which makes...
I know a lot of people like to do with the ice. I know a lot of people that like to do with the ice, but I have to agree with her. The water, I think I might have to do that instead of the ice. See how it goes.
the pretzels more crisp. And I put the timer on 15 minutes. And after 15 minutes, I will check if they are done or if they need a few more minutes. So 15 minutes have passed. Let's take a look. They look nice already, but they will need a few more minutes. They are a little bit too bright and I want them a little darker. So I'll just add like 3 minutes and see how it goes then. Let's take another look.
Ooh, there we go. It's the baking soda. That's what we're missing.
I think they look really good. If you like them darker, you can leave them in a little longer, but I like them just like that. Let's take them out.
Wow. Wow.
So here's one of my pretzels.
Wow.
And now I show you how I like to eat them. I just cut them open. They're still a little bit hot. Not all the way through. And then
Oh, she
take some butter
old school. Okay.
and spread it in between the slices.
Oh, she eats the old school. Okay.
Some people like to add some salami or cheese or something that's called obatza, but I just like them with some butter.
Wow.
This is really good.
Yo, whoever sent me this video, man, thank you so much. I managed to find the missing piece of baking soda. Baking soda is what gives that color. And I can only dump it for 5 seconds. Wow. And the middle part as well. It makes it, the middle part has to be, I was cutting them too small too, so she gave me a little bit more confidence to just go a little bit more resilient. Wow. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, man. Wow, I'm excited just to make it. If you have more videos like this, go to my Discord, put it in the reaction section. There's a food section. And if you have more videos of pretzels, let me know. In the meantime, guys, I'll see you in the next one.